Hello everyone, welcome to the Tim Booker channel. I wish you all a pleasant listening experience. Today, the book I'm going to interpret for you is called The Charisma Myth. Next, I'll spend approximately 30 minutes discussing the essence of the book. How to become a charismatic person through practice. To make others like and appreciate you, to smoothly navigate through work and life, and to gain the upper hand. Do you ever wonder why some people are exceptionally skilled at socializing? They are friendly, colleagues like them, and are willing to cooperate with them. When there's a difficult client, they're sent in, and they become friends with the client. Whenever there's an opportunity for overseas training, they're the first choice of the leadership. Meanwhile, you work diligently but your leadership doesn't seem to notice you, and you frequently encounter difficulties in collaborating with colleagues. Why do they find everything so easy while you struggle? The key difference lies in their ability to wield charisma. It's the ability to make one feel at ease in various aspects of life, from the workplace to social situations. And it's a skill that can be mastered through practice. This book makes it abundantly clear what charisma is, how to acquire it, and how to use it. The author of this book, Olivia Fox-Caban, is a professional coach specializing in charisma training. She has extensively researched what constitutes charismatic behavior in the eyes of others and how to practice these behaviors. She has also delivered keynote speeches at renowned institutions such as Harvard University. In this book, she combines her knowledge of behavioral science with her experience in training, creating a straightforward and easy-to-learn charisma training method that can be practiced in everyday life. Now, let's delve deeper into the following topics. First, what is charisma, and why should we strive to be charismatic individuals? Second, what are the 3 signals for assessing someone's charisma? Third, how can you unleash these charisma signals? Fourth, how can you flexibly use these signals to create a versatile charisma style? Let's begin with the first topic, what is charisma, and why should we strive to be charismatic individuals? Charisma is a term we're very familiar with. We often use charisma to describe certain celebrities or business leaders. But what exactly is charisma? Simply put, charisma is the personal capacity to attract people, make them like you, appreciate you, and follow you. Charisma can be broken down into 3 specific forms of expression. First, the ability to make others like you, even if they are strangers who see you for the first time, they feel a sense of familiarity and are willing to befriend you. Second, the ability to earn the respect and trust of others. They are willing to cooperate with you, and leaders are willing to entrust you with the most important projects, thinking of you first when new opportunities arise. Third, the ability to be admired by others and inspire a desire to follow you. People are willing to work for you, consider your goals as their own, and even mimic your speech and behavior, hoping to become someone like you. These 3 points are all manifestations of charisma. Some may argue that these requirements seem too high and are only necessary for public figures like celebrities and business leaders. Indeed, public figures must possess exceptionally high charisma to gain the attention and praise of large audiences and the media. However, modern society has entered the era of personal branding, where ordinary people also need charisma to gain a competitive edge, become better versions of themselves, and lead better lives. Why is this the case? In the past, social mobility was slow, and individuals typically held only a few jobs throughout their lifetime. The circle of colleagues and friends remained relatively small and stable. However, in today's world, there are numerous new opportunities, and the likelihood of changing jobs is higher. With each job change, you encounter new colleagues and supervisors. Charismatic individuals quickly establish rapport with new colleagues, gain the approval of their superiors, and have more career development opportunities with fewer obstacles. Furthermore, in the past, working for a prestigious company was a source of pride, and it didn't matter if others knew you personally. As long as your company was in the Fortune 500, it was sufficient. Nowadays, many people are starting their own businesses or becoming freelancers, and personal charisma is crucial. Fashion bloggers and knowledge influencers rely on personal charisma to amass a loyal following and achieve financial freedom at a young age. Even if you don't start your own business, engaging in side hustles and effectively utilizing your personal influence can lead to more opportunities and higher income. In summary, charisma makes it easier for you to gain prestige and support from others, ultimately helping you achieve your desired outcomes. Those without charisma find themselves at a competitive disadvantage, even if they possess talent and work hard, as they may not effectively exhibit their appeal to others, missing out on growth opportunities. They may either have a low presence and be easily overlooked or become solitary heroes. For instance, you might be the hard-working workhorse in your company, arriving earlier and leaving later than everyone else, doing all the dirty and tiring tasks, but you still don't receive promotions or raises. Alternatively, you could be the technical backbone of your company, consistently providing the fastest technical solutions. However, your colleagues may complain that you're too stubborn and argumentative during discussions, leading your leadership to assign projects to others. It's important to note that charisma extends beyond social skills and applies to various roles and situations in life, including teaching, family, interviews, conflict resolution, public speaking, and social advocacy, among others. A charismatic family teacher can make children obedient, while a charismatic mediator can quickly calm anger and disputes. A charismatic journalist is more likely to obtain answers. Charisma can be applied in any situation that requires influencing others, not just in social settings. Having charisma doesn't mean pleasing everyone, it simply means gaining the approval and support of specific individuals in specific situations. It's not an absolute yes or no, but a process of accumulating charisma from doing well in one situation to adapting to various situations flexibly and gradually increasing its presence. So, how can one acquire charisma? To understand that, we must first grasp how people judge whether someone possesses charisma, which brings us to the second topic we're going to discuss. Research in behavioral science has shown that people assess charisma not through vague sixth senses or what someone says but by capturing specific signals. These signals are hidden in a multitude of nonverbal behaviors, primarily falling into three categories: focus, power, and warmth. As long as you exhibit these three types of signals in your behavior, others will perceive you as charismatic. Now, let's explain the meanings of these signals. First, showing behaviors of focus means being fully present and attentive when interacting with others, actively listening to what they say and responding earnestly. People are highly sensitive to whether others are paying attention to them, and we can instantly perceive whether someone is focused or distracted through eye contact, facial expressions, response speed, and body language. If someone pays attention to us, we feel understood and respected, leading to support and liking. Conversely, if we sense indifference, we'll feel neglected and may distance ourselves from that person. Focus isn't about how long you spend with someone or how physically close you are, but rather how invested and respectful you are toward them. Some people often complain that their bosses don't value them, but they overlook their own attitudes towards their bosses. They attend meetings while playing with their phones or computers, and during conversations with their bosses, their minds are elsewhere. They may nod in agreement on the surface, but they haven't really listened to what was said. This is essentially telling the boss, "I don't care about you, and I'm not reliable." In such a case, can you expect the boss to offer you opportunities? The second point is to exhibit behaviors of power. Power reflects the ability to control resources and manage them. Typically, we assess this by looking at external, visible indicators such as social status, professional competence, the quality of clothing, and confident body posture. For instance, corporate executives, renowned university professors, and even driving a luxury car or wearing designer clothes all symbolize power. In highly competitive environments, those who control more resources are more likely to survive. People instinctively want to follow powerful individuals, believe in their words, and are willing to work for them. We search for various clues on a person to judge how powerful they are and then make decisions accordingly. Now, you might say, "I'm not rich or tall, so I can't be a tall, rich, and handsome type." That's okay, a confident expression and body posture can also effectively convey power. Lastly, exhibit behaviors of warmth. Warmth means expressing goodwill toward others, being willing to help, and showing empathy. Think about your colleagues at work. If someone frequently selflessly helps others, don't people tend to like that person? Love begets love, that's the principle. When you meet someone, you judge not only their power but also whether they have warmth, or in other words, whether they are easy to get along with and whether you can have enjoyable interactions with them. These three types of behaviors are the most significant signals of charisma. It's essential to note that warmth and power signals need to be used in conjunction. They can have emphasis, but they shouldn't be taken to extremes, otherwise, it can backfire. For instance, displaying only power without warmth can make you come across as arrogant and cold. Conversely, if you only have warmth without power, you might be seen as a pushover, constantly seeking approval from others. To summarize the key points of the second topic, people assess charisma through nonverbal behaviors, and focus, power, and warmth are the three most conspicuous signals that convey charisma. Now that charisma has clear behavioral indicators, we can proceed with targeted practice. Now, let's move on to the third topic, how to emit charisma signals. In fact, each of us has moments when we exhibit focus, power, and warmth, but we might lack the necessary techniques or be affected by unexpected circumstances, causing others not to receive these charisma signals. Charisma is a state that naturally emanates from within, and your inner mindset forms the foundation. We will now introduce several practical techniques that you can practice in your daily life, focusing on two aspects, inner mindset and external body language. These techniques will help you convey charisma signals to others. At the inner level, you should cultivate a charismatic mindset characterized by relaxation and self-confidence. For instance, let's say you're about to have an important meeting with a client. Are you worried if the meeting will go smoothly? Will the client be difficult? What if the outcome isn't ideal? How should I explain it to my boss? These questions swirl in your mind, making you nervous to the point of breaking a sweat. These are signs of an unprepared mindset. The author summarizes 3 types of detrimental mindsets that affect charisma: anxiety, self-doubt, and self-blame. These can be mitigated through practice. Take the example of the meeting with the client, which is a manifestation of anxiety. Anxiety is the brain's response to uncertainty, as people fear the unknown because it signifies risk. To deal with anxiety, you can simply transfer responsibility through visualization. Close your eyes and imagine that there's someone much more powerful than you sitting across from you, a person you admire, or even a deity. Visualize transferring all your uncertainties to that figure. For instance, will the client be difficult? Will the presentation go smoothly? Will my child do well in the final exam? Let this authoritative figure shoulder all these uncertainties for you. This visualization should have a tangible sense of transferring each concern, and with each transfer, you'll feel a bit lighter. Responsibility transfer is a form of meditation. It doesn't replace problem solving, but it can alleviate uncertainty, allowing you to unload the burden and focus on what needs to be done, rather than being paralyzed by anxiety. The second detrimental mindset is self-doubt, which is when you don't believe in your ability to accomplish a task. You might think, oh, this interview is so important, I'm sure I'll mess it up. I should let someone else do it. Don't be shy. Many people frequently experience self-doubt because our brains are more inclined to receive negative information and dwell on it. We tend to selectively ignore positive information. Remember that question, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want to hear first? Regardless of your choice, you likely remember the bad news. To address self-doubt, you can use the skill of reality reframing, which is essentially thinking positively, regardless of whether it's entirely true or not. For example, if you have a meeting with investors tomorrow, and previous meetings didn't go well, making you extremely nervous, you can reframe your reality like this: previous investors weren't very professional, but this time is different. Investors are eager to invest in my project. Next year, my company will become a unicorn, and then I can say to those who used to ignore me, yesterday, you treated me indifferently, but today, you can't reach my level. To make this more authentic, you can even write down your thoughts. Some might say, isn't this just self-deception? Yes, reality reframing is a form of positive self-deception. It tricks your brain into achieving a better psychological state, so you aren't scared off by challenges. The third detrimental mindset is self-blame, which is quite common. We set various goals for ourselves, and if we fail to meet them, we tend to blame ourselves. Can self-blame solve problems? Absolutely not. Excessive self-blame can make you dislike yourself. If you don't even like yourself, how can you expect others to like you? This is when you need to learn self-compassion. Self-compassion means recognizing that you are currently facing difficulties, understanding that you may not have a solution at the moment, and not continuously criticizing yourself as if you've committed a grave sin. Remember that figure who took on your responsibilities earlier? Visualize them in front of you, looking at you with great care, forgiving all your mistakes. They accept your imperfect state. After clearing away all feelings of guilt, you'll be rejuvenated and ready to take on new challenges. It's important to note that self-compassion doesn't mean being indifferent to your mistakes or attributing blame to external factors. It simply allows you to redirect your energy toward correcting your mistakes. To summarize, we've discussed effective techniques for overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, and self-blame, laying a solid psychological foundation for displaying your charisma. Now, let's take a look at several types of body language that can enhance your charisma. At the external level, practicing handshakes, eye contact, active listening, and posture can all add to your charisma. Let's start with practicing handshakes. Some might wonder, is there really a right or wrong way to shake hands? Well, it might surprise you, but many people have incorrect handshake techniques without even realizing it. A handshake should be done properly. It shouldn't be too weak, making you seem feeble, nor too strong, as if you haven't eaten for days. Avoid clasping both hands together tightly, you might end up crushing the other person's hand. And the most impolite gesture is turning your hand palm up and pressing the other person's hand down, as if they were your subject. A good handshake should involve facing the other person directly without tilting your head left or right, and it should be accompanied by a smile. When extending your hand, make sure the space between your thumb and index finger, often referred to as the web, is open as much as possible. When your hand makes contact with the other person's hand, each finger should wrap around their hand, and gently shake your arm, matching the other person's strength. You might be thinking, is a handshake really that complicated? Well, a bad handshake can ruin someone's first impression of you, so a little effort can go a long way. Next, let's discuss practicing eye contact. Effective eye communication is crucial for charisma. Have you ever noticed that you tend to look elsewhere while speaking to someone? Or do your eyes frequently wander to other people in the room? A lack of focused eye contact suggests a lack of concentration and strength. No charismatic leader has empty, lifeless eyes. So, when you're speaking, maintain steady eye contact. However, staring at someone can be intimidating. Charismatic eye contact should be both focused and gentle, not overly assertive. Practice shifting your gaze slightly to find this balance. Your mood greatly affects your eye contact. Close your eyes and imagine something annoying and frustrating. Feel the anxiety and anger. Then, open your eyes and observe your gaze. Next, close your eyes again and imagine something incredibly exciting and joyful, like receiving a raise. Open your eyes once more and notice how your gaze has changed. Practice this to discover the kind of gaze that combines focus and warmth while showing genuine interest in others. Lastly, let's talk about practicing active listening. Active listening is a secret weapon that reflects both concentration and warmth. We all enjoy expressing our opinions and showcasing our knowledge, often failing to truly listen to what others are saying. Take a moment to reflect on whether you have this bad habit. For example, during conversations, you might find your mind wandering, checking your computer or recalling past events. Do you tend to interrupt others frequently, thinking that your thoughts are faster? Or perhaps you appear to be listening but secretly hope the other person finishes quickly so it's your turn to speak. So, how do charisma experts listen? The secret is quite simple, and you can practice it in any conversation. 1. Don't interrupt. 2. Pause for 2 seconds before speaking. Regardless of how urgent or excited you are, control yourself and wait for 2 seconds before responding. 3. After the other person finishes speaking, don't immediately jump in. Pause for 1 to 2 seconds before you begin talking again. 4. Use your facial expressions during these 1 to 2 seconds to convey that you understand and appreciate what the other person has said. Don't underestimate these 2 seconds, they can completely change how others perceive you. Finally, let's delve into the practice of body language. Body language encompasses hand gestures, foot positioning, overall posture, and the extent of movement. It's a form of nonverbal communication. While we primarily rely on language for communication in our daily lives, the impact of body language on our communication partners can often outweigh that of spoken words. When the signals sent by these two forms of communication are at odds, people tend to believe in the authenticity of body language. Actions speak louder than words, as they say. So, how can you exude charisma through body language? You only need to engage in 2 exercises regularly: imitation and occupying space. First, let's discuss the imitation exercise, a technique that can make others like you. Imitating someone else's movements is an innate human ability. Couples who have lived together for many years often resemble each other because they unconsciously imitate each other. Similarly, when someone's actions closely resemble our own, our subconscious tends to perceive them as belonging to the same group, making us feel a sense of kinship. Based on this principle, consciously mimicking the body language of your communication partner during a conversation can make them feel comfortable and promote deeper communication. For instance, if the other person tends to speak rapidly and wave their arms when excited, you can do the same. Increase your speaking pace and gesture with your arms. You might wonder if the other person will notice, making it awkward. We're not suggesting that you mimic every movement as if you were looking in a mirror. That would be challenging for anyone. Instead, you can selectively imitate certain movements that you find comfortable and perform them slightly slower than your conversation partner. This way, it will feel entirely natural. Next, let's talk about the concept of occupying space. Some individuals are not very fond of social gatherings and tend to hide in a corner during parties, almost wishing to become invisible. Unfortunately, this behavior will make you appear insignificant to others because your body language reveals your insecurities. Before important meetings or interactions, you can practice occupying space. This technique helps you maintain an upright posture, exuding a powerful presence. Start by planting your feet firmly on the ground, with a stable stance, avoiding legs shaking or swaying. Then, raise both arms as high as you can, reaching for the ceiling, and stretch them out to the sides. Imagine yourself growing several times larger. Finally, stride confidently forward. From now on, you won't be seen as invisible by others. Both imitation and occupying space are exercises related to body language, but they serve different purposes and are applied in different contexts. Imitation can bring you closer to your communication partner and is suitable for situations requiring warmth and deep connection. On the other hand, occupying space is useful for demonstrating strength and authority, especially when you need to persuade others to follow your lead. We can choose which method to use based on the context's demands. To summarize, charisma emanates from within. Inwardly, we discussed how to manage anxiety, self-doubt, and self-blame, laying the foundation for exuding charisma. Externally, we introduced 5 practice methods: handshaking, charismatic eye contact, active listening, imitation of others, and occupying space. These exercises help convey the charisma signals of concentration, warmth, and strength. Now, let's delve into the final topic: flexibly applying charisma signals to create diverse charisma styles. If charisma signals are like individual martial arts moves, then charisma styles are the combinations and techniques that connect these moves. While moves are fixed, people are adaptable. By using a combination of these moves, you can exhibit different styles of charisma in various situations and gain support from different individuals. The benefits of employing different styles are twofold. First, you can choose a style that aligns with your personality and strengths, rather than forcing yourself to become someone you're not. Second, since life scenarios are ever-changing, adapting your approach to match the situation is crucial. Otherwise, displaying warmth when you need to be assertive or vice versa is like trying to ignite a fire with wet wood. Now, let's explore the 4 most commonly used charisma styles and how to flexibly apply them. 1. Focused charisma style *. Many CEOs in technology companies exemplify this style. These organizations value professionalism, precision, and equality in their work culture. CEOs who embody the focused charisma style show utmost respect and seriousness when interacting with engineers, earning their admiration. If you're naturally meticulous, dislike empty talk, or tend to be introverted, consider developing the focused charisma style, especially in professional contexts. 2. Visionary charisma style *. Think of visionaries like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. They are known for their unwavering commitment to their dreams and exceptional public speaking skills. Regardless of how challenging the present circumstances may be, they can paint a vivid picture of a better future and the path to achieve it. They set high standards and can be demanding, which doesn't necessarily endear them to everyone around, but it inspires loyalty. In an uncertain world, people prefer to follow individuals with unwavering goals. 3. Affable charisma style *. Individuals with an affable charisma style exhibit unconditional acceptance and concern for others. Even in a first-time meeting, people find them approachable and are willing to share anything with them. If you don't have an impressive title, aren't skilled at painting grand visions, but want to build good relationships, then employing the affable charisma style can make you very likable. 4. Authoritative charisma style ** authority charisma emanates from the display of power. Leaders, military personnel, doctors, and other professionals in positions of authority suit this style. When facing critical situations or when seeking challenging opportunities, releasing signals of authority and decisiveness is essential. High-quality attire can convey power, so if you're meticulous about your clothing, the authoritative charisma style may be perfect for you. To flexibly apply charisma styles, consider these 4 factors. 1. Know your personality ** understand your own personality, and don't force yourself into unsuitable charisma styles. Everyone possesses elements of strength and warmth. Your task is to discover your strengths, begin with a style that suits you, and gradually adjust your weaknesses. 2. Define your interaction goals * different situations have different goals. Are you looking to bond or just have a quick chat? Do you want to lead a team or discuss professional matters with colleagues? Define your goals accurately, and choose the style that best helps you achieve them, not necessarily the one you like the most. 3. Assess the environment * be especially attentive to the emotional state of those you're communicating with, especially in unfamiliar settings. Are they looking for swift solutions or a compassionate ear? Does the local culture prefer assertive or receptive individuals? Match your charisma style to the context. 4. Beware of charisma's negative effects * surprisingly, having too much charisma isn't always a good thing. Being consistently dominant can provoke envy and stress. Charisma should be used when needed, and it won't satisfy everyone's expectations. Even the most famous celebrities have admirers and detractors. Therefore, while showcasing your abilities, don't forget to send warm signals, attribute your accomplishments to your colleagues, and occasionally reveal your vulnerabilities to reduce negative impacts and make more people like you. In summary, charisma isn't a fixed technique. You can't charm everyone with the same approach. Instead, adapt your charisma style based on your personality, goals, and the context you find yourself in. To clarify how to flexibly apply charisma in different situations, let's illustrate with 3 common scenarios. Scenario 1. Social gatherings. Imagine you're attending a networking event with mostly unfamiliar people and want to make new friends. Here's how to do it. Dress in a way that blends in rather than standing out. When you meet someone, start with a firm handshake to leave a perfect first impression. Use open-ended questions to break the ice and transition into storytelling mode. For instance, you can say, "I heard you recently published an article with an intriguing case study. Can you tell me more?" During the conversation, employ listening and mirroring techniques to demonstrate focus and warmth. As the conversation wraps up, don't just say goodbye, leave something valuable behind. Recommend a book, a website, invite them to an event, or introduce them to a new acquaintance. These are graceful ways to part. Scenario 2. Public speaking. Suppose you've been promoted to a director role and need to deliver a persuasive speech to your new team. Here's how to command their respect. Occupy more space with your posture to convey power and confidence. Make direct eye contact with each person during your speech, holding their gaze for a second or 2 before moving to the next. Adjust your emotions according to the content's requirements. Smile warmly when needed and maintain a firm and confident demeanor. Showcase professional authority when presenting your viewpoints. Pause when necessary to allow the audience to digest your ideas. After the speech, wait for the applause to subside before leaving the stage. Don't rush off as if you don't deserve their praise. This entire performance will show your experience as a capable leader. Scenario 3. Delivering bad news. Sometimes, we must convey uncomfortable news, like apologizing for a mistake or offering criticism. Here's how to do it charismatically. Choose a comfortable environment for the conversation, avoiding moments when the other person is exhausted. If you need to criticize, begin with a constructive approach, employing focused and warm charisma to show you have their best interests at heart. Avoid dwelling on their mistakes and instead use visionary charisma to describe a brighter future after improvements. Allow the other person to engage with the dialogue with hope. Conversely, if you're apologizing, express genuine regret and listen attentively to their thoughts and grievances. Avoid using authority to counter their points, as it will only escalate the situation. In fact, delivering bad news can sometimes deepen your relationship if handled correctly. It can promote deeper discussions and strengthen your connection as long as it's handled with care. In these three scenarios, adapting your charisma style based on the situation, personal characteristics, and goals can make a significant difference in your interactions and outcomes. Alright, here's the translation of the provided content. Firstly, let's review what we've discussed today about how to flexibly apply charisma in different scenarios. To begin, we explored what charisma is and why it's essential. Charisma is the personal ability to make others like you, appreciate you, and follow your lead. In today's era of personal branding, even regular individuals need charisma to gain a competitive edge. Without it, they may find themselves isolated and at a disadvantage. Charisma isn't limited to social skills, it applies to various roles and situations in life. It can be used whenever you need to influence others. Charisma doesn't have to appeal to everyone but should earn recognition and support in specific contexts. We can gradually enhance our ability to use charisma, progressing from handling specific situations to flexibly mastering various scenarios. Secondly, we discussed how to cultivate charisma. Charisma isn't a gift bestowed upon a select few by a higher power, it's a behavioral pattern that anyone can practice and master. These behavioral patterns manifest as three signals: focus, strength, and warmth. By cultivating the right mindset and adjusting our body language, we can proficiently emit these charisma signals and become charismatic individuals in the eyes of others. Lastly, we explored how to adapt charisma to fit the situation. If charisma signals are like individual martial arts moves, charisma styles are combinations of these moves. Common charisma styles include focus-oriented, visionary, affable, and authoritative. When using charisma, we must flexibly combine these styles based on our personality, the context, and our objectives. Additionally, it's crucial to be aware of and counteract any negative effects of charisma. We value charisma development not only because it's an effective skill for achieving success in business but also because the process of practicing charisma is a journey of self-improvement. Focusing on our life goals, believing in our abilities, and maintaining optimism even in the face of setbacks are all part of this process. This is what truly defines a charismatic life. Alright, we've covered the content about charisma up to this point. Congratulations on completing another book. Thank you all for listening to the Tim Booker channel. Please subscribe to the Tim Booker channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let's combine wisdom with action to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.